Alright, we are learning Burpsuite the basics. In this room, we will understand through introduction of Burpsuite, a comprehensive overview of various tools available within the framework, detailed guidance on the process of installing Burpsuite on your own system, navigating and configuring Burpsuite. We will also introduce core of the Burpsuite framework, which is Burp Proxy. It is important to note that this room is primarily serve as foundational resource for acquiring knowledge about Burpsuite. Let's start with what is Burpsuite. Burpsuite is a Java-based framework designed to serve as a comprehensive solution for conducting a web app penetration testing. It has been industry standard tool for hands-on security assessment and mobile application, including those that rely on application programming interface, in short APIs. Simply put, Burpsuite creates and enables manipulating of all HTTPS traffic between a browser and a web server. This fundamental compatibility forms the backbone of the framework. By intercepting requests, users have their flexibility to route them to various components within the Burpsuite framework. We will explore in upcoming section. The ability to intercept, view and modify web requests before they reach the target server, or even manipulate responses before they are received by a browser, makes Burpsuite an invaluable tool for manual web app testing. Burpsuite is available in different editions. For our purpose, we'll focus on Burpsuite Community Edition, which is freely accessible for non-commercial within legal boundaries. However, it is worth noting that Burpsuite also offers professional and enterprise editions, which comes with advanced features and requiring licensing. Burpsuite Professional is an unrestricted version of Burpsuite Community. It comes with features such as an automated vulnerability scanner, a fuzzer brute forces that is not rate limited, saving projects for future use and reports generation, a built-in API to allow integration with other tools, unrestricted access to download extensions for greater functionality, access to the Burpsuite collaborator, effectively providing a unique request capture for self-hosted or running on Portswigger own server. In short, Burpsuite Professional is highly potent tool, making it preferable choice for professional in this field. Burpsuite Enterprise, in contrast to the community and professional edition, is primarily utilized for continuous scanning. Its feature an automated scanner that periodically scan web application for vulnerabilities, similar like Nessus perform automated infrastructure scanning. Unlike other editions which allow manual attacks from a local machine, Burpsuite Enterprise resides a server and constantly scans the target web application for potential vulnerabilities. Due to requiring license for professional and enterprise editions, we will focus on the core features set by Burpsuite Community Edition. Let's answer the questions. Which edition of Burpsuite runs server and provides constant scanning? Next question. Burpsuite is frequently used when attacking web application and mobile applications. Features of Burp Community. Although Burpsuite Community offers a more limited feature set to compare to Professional Edition, it still provides an impressive array of tools that are highly valuable for web application testing. Let's explore some of the key features. Proxy. The Burpsuite is the most tenured aspect of the Burpsuite. It enables interception and modification of a request and response while interacting with web application. Repeater. Another well-known feature. Repeater allows for capturing, modifying and resending the same request multiple times. The functionality is particularly useful when crafting payloads through trial and error. Example, SQL, structured language query injection, or testing the functionality of endpoint for vulnerabilities. Intruder. Despite rate limitations, Burpsuite Community Intruder allows for spraying endpoints with requests. It is commonly utilized for brute force attacks or fuzzing endpoints. Decoder. Decoder offers a valuable service for data transformation. It can decode capture information. It can decode captured information or encode payloads before sending them to a target. While alternatively, services exist for this purpose, leveraging decoder within the burp so it can be highly efficient. Comparer. As the name suggests, comparer enables the comparison between two pieces of data at either word or byte level. While not exclusive to Burpsuite, the ability to send potentially large data segment directly to a comparison tool with single keyboard shortcut significantly accelerates the process. Sequencer. Sequencer is typically employed when assessing the randomness of tokens such as session cookies, value or other supposedly random generated data. If algorithm used for generating these values lack secure randomness, it can explore avenues for devastating data. Beyond built-in features, the Java codebase of Burpsuite facilitates the development of extensions to enhance the framework functionality. These extensions can be written in Java, Python using Java Jython interpreter or Ruby. The Burpsuite extender module allows for quick and easy loading extension into the framework, while Marketplace known as B App Store enables downloading of third-party modules. While certain extensions may require professional license for integration, there are still considerable number of extensions available for Burpsuite community. Allows. Let's answer the question below. Which Burpsuite feature allow us to intercept requests between ourselves and the target? Which is proxy, I think. Which Burpsuite tool we would use for brute force a login form? Installation. While I have already downloaded it, so let's go to next. The dashboard. You may use the pre-installed Burpsuite Community Edition in our attack box. Once you click next, once you launch Burpsuite, accept the terms and conditions. You will be prompted to select a project type. In Burpsuite Community, the options are limited. You can simply click next to proceed. The next windows allow you to choose configuration for Burpsuite. It's generally recommended to keep the default setting, which are suitable for most situations. Click Start to open Burpsuite interface. Upon opening the Burpsuite interface for the first time, you might encounter a screen with training options. It is highly recommended to go through these training materials when you have time. If you don't see the training screen or in object sequence session, you will be presented to Burpsuite Dashboard, which may seem overwhelming at first, however, it will soon become familiar. The Burpsuite dashboard is divided into four quarters, as labeled in the counterclockwise order, starting from the top left. Here, here, and here, I think. First, tasks. The task menu allow you to define background task. The task menu allow you to define background tasks that Burpsuite will perform while you use the application. In Burpsuite community, default is live passive crawl task, which automatically logs the page visited. It is sufficient for a purpose in this module. Burpsuite Professional offers additional features like on-demand scans. Second, event logs. The event log provides information about the action performed by the Burpsuite, such as starting the proxy, as well details about the connection made through Burp. Here's the event log. Issue activity. Here are issue activity. This section is specifically to Burp Professional. It displays vulnerabilities identified by the automated scanner, ranked by severity and favorable based on certainty of the vulnerability. Fourth, advisor. The advisor section provides more detailed information about the identified vulnerability, including reference and suggested recommendations. This information can be exported into a report. In Burpsuite community, this section may not show any vulnerability. Throughout the various tabs, the window of Burpsuite, you will notice question mark icon. Here is the question mark. Clicking on these icons opens a new window with helpful information about specific section. Let's answer the questions. What menu provides information about the actions performed by the Burpsuite, such as starting the proxy and detail about connection made through Burp. Event logs. Let's go to the next question. In Burpsuite, the default navigation is primarily done through the top bar, which allows you to switch between modules and access various subtabs within each module. The subprocess tab appears in the second menu bar directly below main menu bar. Here's how the navigation works. First, module section. The top row of the menu bar displays the available modules in Burpsuite. You can click on each module to switch between them. For example, the Burp proxy module is selected in the image below. Here, subtask. If a module has multiple subtasks, they can access through the second menu bar that appear directly below the main menu bar. These subtabs often contain module specific settings and options. For example, in the image above, the proxy intercept subtask is selected within the Burpsuite proxy module. Detaching tabs. If you prefer to view multiple tabs separately, you can detach them into separate window. To do this, you can go to Windows option in application menu above the module section bar. From there, you can choose detach option and selected tabs will open in the separate window. The detached tab can be reattached using the same method. Here, Burpsuite also provides keyword shortcut for quick navigation to the key tabs. By default, the following shortcuts are available: Control Shift D for dashboard, Control Shift T for target tab, Control Shift P for proxy, Control Shift I for intruder and Control Shift R for repeater. Control Shift key is used to proxy. Next question. Before dividing into Before diving into Burpsuite proxy, let's explore the options available for configuration. Burpsuite, there are two types of settings: global settings, also known as user settings, and project settings. First, global settings. These settings are affect the entire Burpsuite installation and are applied every time you start the application. They provide baseline configuration for your Burpsuite environment. Second, project settings. These settings are specified to current project and applied during the session. However, please note that the Burpsuite Community Edition do not support saving projects, so any project specific option will be lost when you close the burp. To access settings, click on the settings button in top navigation bar. It will open separate window. So let me just do that here. Let me just close this and go to my Burpsuite community. Next, start. Alright, it has started. It has started. So where we had to go, let me see. Dashboard and settings. Dashboard and here is the settings, I think. Proxy listener. Right, this is the settings. To access the settings, click settings bar on the top navigation to open separate window. In settings window, you will find a menu on left hand side. The menu allows you to switch between different types of settings. Here, right here. First is search. Enable searching for specific settings using keyword. Second, type filter. Filter settings for user and project options. User settings. Show settings that affect entire Burpsuite installation. Project settings. Display settings for specific current project. Third, categories. Allows selecting settings by categories. First, second, third. Okay. Let me go here. First, second, and this would be third. I think second. Third would be that. Okay. It's worth noting that the very tools within the Burpsuite provide shortcut to specific categories of the settings. The proxy module includes proxy settings button that opens settings window directly to relevant proxy settings. In display feature on in the search feature on the settings page is valuable addition, allowing you to quick search for settings using keyword. Take some time to familiar with the configuration. Once you're comfortable, you can. In which category you find cookie jar? Cookie jar. Project settings. All right. project settings, open cookie jar, back here. It's sessions, I think. SESSION sessions, right? In which base category can you find updates? Let's go to suite, suite, suite. All right, in which subcategory which allows change key binding, hotkeys, user interface. If we have uploaded client-side TLS certificate, can we override one per project basis? If we have uploaded client-side, can we override these on per project basis? Client TLS certificate, CNI. Here it is in network. Alright, we can override it. Here it is the option. Introduction to Burpsuite proxy. The Burpsuite proxy is fundamental and crucial tool within Burpsuite. It enables the capture of requests and responses between the user and the target web server. The intercepted traffic can be manipulated, sent to other tools for furthering process, or explicitly allowed to continue to its destination. Key points to understand about Burpsuite proxy. Intercepting requests. When requests are made through the burst proxy, they are intercepted and held back from reaching the target server. The requests appear in proxy tab, allowing for further actions such as forwarding, dropping, editing, or sending them to other burp module. To disable this intercept and allow requests to pass through the proxy without interruption, click intercept is on, taking control. The ability to intercept requests empowers testers to gain complete control over web traffic, making it invaluable for web application testing, capturing and logging. Burpsuite captures and logs requests made through proxy by default. Even when interception is turned off, the logging functionality can be helpful for later analysis and review for prior requests. WebSocket support. Burpsuite can Burpsuite also captures and logs WebSocket communication, providing additional assistance when analyzing web application logs and history. The captured request can be viewed in HTTP history and WebSocket history subtab, allowing for restorative analysis and sending the request to other burp module as needed. Proxy specified option can be accessed by clicking proxy settings button. These options provide extensive control over proxy's behavior and functionalities. Familiar yourself with these options to optimize your burp proxy usage. Some notable features in the proxy settings. Response interception. By default, the proxy does not intercept server response unless explicitly requested on a per request basis. The intercept request based on the following rules. Checkbox along with defined rules, allowing for more flexible response interception. Match and replace. The match and replace section in proxy setting enables for use of regular expression to modify incoming and outgoing requests. The feature allows for dynamic changes such as modifying the user agent and manipulating cookies. Let me start the machine. To use Burp proxy, we need to configure our local web browser to redirect traffic through the task through the Burpsuite. In this task, we will focus on configuring the proxy using Foxy Proxy extension in Firefox. Alright, let me install it. Let me just cut this and open Firefox and get an extension here. Foxy Prox web proxy. Let's go. Foxy proxy by. Alright, let me add it to Firefox. It's installing. Add, allow, Foxy proxy, options. Is this not the one? Let me get this instead to Firefox. Add, okay. Alright, let me just delete this one. Remove here Foxy proxy, options. Alright, we are here. Let's click add proxies. Proxies add. Install proxy is already installed on the attack box. Attack box again. Access proxy proxy options will install a button. In the top right, click on the pop-up. Create proxy configuration. In the options, the new tab, click on add and new proxy settings. For add proxy details, add proxy page, click on title burp. Title will go as Burpsuite. Proxy IP will go as is this not the one or what? This, I think this is the one host name, and port will go as 8080. Color is select. Alright, save. Alright, it is saved. Options, proxies. This is I think enable or disable button. Proxy, proxy settings. And ensure intercept is on. Alright, let's go back. Intercept is on. Copy and here plus paste and go. Alright, so it's not working. Remove, remove. Let me just install it. Alright guys, so I have set up the Burpsuite here. Let me just show it to you. Paste and go, and there is our request. If I forward it here, so it loads. So let's move down. Remember the following. Okay, let's see what you have to remember. When the proxy configuration is active and the intercept is switched on Burpsuite, your browser will hang whenever you make a request. Be cautious not to leave intercept switch on unintentionally. It can prevent your browser from making any requests. Right click on request in Burpsuite to allow perform various. Right click on request in Burpsuite to perform various actions such as forward, such as forwarding, dropping, sending to other tools, or selecting options from right click menu. Take note of these details as you begin using Burpsuite proxy. Note, consider closing the other tabs in the attack box browser before enabling interception, as it will receive some web socket request instead of requesting from the VM. Let's go task 11. The target tab in the Burpsuite. Target. Let me go here. And alright, here is a target tab. Okay. The target tabs provides more than just control over scope of our testing. It consists of three subtasks. Sitemap. This subtask allows us to map out the web application we are testing in structure, in tree structure. Every page that we visit while proxy is active will be disabled, will be displayed on the sitemap. This feature enables us to automatically generate a sitemap by simply browsing the web application. In professional, we can also use the sitemap to perform automated crawling of the target, exploring links between the pages and mapping as much as as much of the site as possible. Even Burpsuite community, we can still utilize map to accumulate data over our initial enumeration steps. It is particularly useful mapping out APIs, as any API endpoint accessed by the web application will be captured in the sitemap. Issue definitions. Although Burp Community does not include the full vulnerability scanning functionality available from the Burpsuite Professional, we still have access to list all the vulnerabilities that the scanner look for. The definition section provides an extensive list of vulnerabilities complete with description and reference. This source can be valuable for receiving vulnerabilities in reports or assisting in describing a particular vulnerability that may have been identified during manual testing. Scope testing. This setting allows us to control the target scope in Burpsuite. It enables us to include or exclude specific domains or IPs to define the scope of our testing. By managing the scope, we can focus on web application we are specifically target and avoid capturing unnecessary traffic. Overall, the target tab offers features beyond scoping, allows us to map out the web application, fine-tune or target scope and access out a comprehensive list of web vulnerabilities for reference purpose. Challenge. Take a look around site on our IP. We will be using this a lot throughout this module. Visit the other pages that is linked to our homepage. Check site map. One endpoint should be visit in your browser or use response section of the sitemap to sitemap. Where is sitemap? Where is sitemap? Sitemap. Let me see where is sitemap. Control T. Where is sitemap in Burpsuite? In Burpsuite, which within target module. Target. Alright, here it is. Here it is. I think we have some home script contact. Let me just here or what was our question again? Let me see. We are here. Take a look around on our IP. We will be using this a lot. Visit every page other than link and check. Okay. Here about us. Forward. Here. There. Products. Forward. Contact. Forward. Full name and support. Forward. Contact. About. Forward. Forward. Let me just close these and here forward and on target. Here is our flag. Let me just copy it and paste it. Submit. Correct. How do I clear this? Right. I want to clear this. Add to scope, delete host. Yes. Let's go to proxy and turn it off for now. Let's go with task 11. Burpsuite browser. If the previous task seemed overly complex, rest assured this will be a lot simpler. In addition to modifying our regular web browser to work with the proxies, Burpsuite also includes built-in Chromium browser that is pre-configured to use proxy without any of the modification we just had to. To start Burp browser, click on the Open Browser button. On the proxy tab, a Chromium window will pop up and any request made within the browser will go through the proxy. Note, there are many settings related to Burpsuite browser in the project that users related to the Burp browser in the project and options and user option settings. Make sure to explore them and customize them as needed. However, if you are running Burpsuite on Linux as the root user, as it is the case with the Xbox, you may encounter error preventing Burp browser from starting due to inability to create sandbox environment. Two simple solution to this. First, smart option. Create new user and run Burpsuite under a low privilege account to allow Burp browser to run without issue. Second, easy option. Go to settings, tools, Burp browser and click allow Burp browser to run without a sandbox option. Enabling this feature compromising the will allow browser to start without a sandbox. However, please be aware that this option is disabled by default for security reason. If you enable it, exercise caution, as compromising the browser could grant an attacker access to your entire machine. In the training environment of the attack box, this is unlikely to be significant issue, but use it responsibly. Scoping and testing. Finally, we come to one of the most important aspects of using Burp's proxy, scoping. Capturing and logging all traffic we can quickly become overwhelming and inconvenient, especially when we only want to focus on specific web application. That is where scoping comes in. By setting a scope for the project, we can define what get proxied and logged in Burpsuite. We can restrict Burpsuite to target only specific web applications we want to test. The easiest way to do this is by switching target tab. Right click on our target from list on the left, select add to scope. Burp will prompt us to choose whether we want to stop logging anything that is not in the scope. In most cases, we want to select yes. Let me see, add to scope settings. All right, to check our scope, we can switch to scope settings. Subtasks within target tab. The scope window allows us to control our target scope by including or excluding domain IPs. This is section is powerful and worth spending time getting familiar with. However, if even if we disable logging out of traffic, the traffic will still intercept everything. To prevent this, we need to go to proxy settings, subtask and select and URL is in the target scope. Response interception settings. Enabling the option requires that the proxy completely ignores any traffic that is not defined scope within the defined scope, resulting in cleaner traffic view in Burpsuite. Add the IP to your scope and change proxy settings to only intercept scope in traffic. See the difference of getting okay. We can do this easiest is when switching to target tab. Okay, let me go to target. First, let me capture some proxies here. About us, forward, off, target. Got it. We can just send it to a scope. Add to scope. Alright, let's just, yeah, and add to scope. You have item. Do you want to stop sending out? Sending out or string out? Answer is to yes. Let's go to okay here. Remove from scope. Add to scope. Alright, let's go down. Alright, this is done. Let's to check our scope. We can scope settings on the target tab. Scope settings. Here is our scope. Here it is. Here is our exclude from scope. This scope settings window allows us to control our target scope by including a student. This is about to alright. We have already read this. However, if we disable auto set will intercept proxy and URL and go proxy and select and URL from intersect client. We need to go to proxy settings. Okay, let's go to proxy settings, and select subtasks. This is, I think, for first one we have to enable this and this, and for second one, in response intercept rule, we have to select this and this. Enabling these options ensures that completing the sentence that is not within defined scope. Cleaner view, already have done this. Let me go here and alright here. Proxying HTTPS. The attack box is already configured to solve problem posed in the task. If you use attack box and don't wish to read the information here, you can skip. When intercepting HTTP traffic, you may encounter an issue when navigating to sites with TLS enabled. For example, when accessing a site like google.com, you may receive an error indicating Portugal Certification Authority is not authorized to secure connection. This happens because browser does not trust the certificate presented by Burpsuite. To overcome this, we can manually add Portugal certificate to troubleshoot. Download when Burpsuite proxy certificate, navigate to HTTP. Okay, let's go there. Let's just go copy it and let's go here and paste and go, and we have downloaded it. Let me just shift this to our let me just shift this copy paste. Let me first do ls. Here is our here is our ser.der. Let me just do cp ser.der to home user home, Kali, and let's go to home, home, and Kali. Then then go to cd to tools and create name search and go back and do cp to cp this to tools and search and search, then do ls and let's remove search from here. Alright, now that we have downloaded it, access Firefox certificate settings. Alright, let me go here and go to settings and type certificate, then view certificate, import, import, and let me go Kali, tools, search, search.der, to identify website. Okay. By completing these steps, we have added Portugal certificate to our list of trusted certificate authorities. Now we should be able to visit any TLS enabled site without encountering certificate error. You can watch the following video to demonstrate full certificate. We have already done this. Let's go to task 14, example attack. Have a look at how to set up and configure our proxy. Let's go to simplified. We will start by taking a look at support form at here. I'll just cross it and copy it. In real world pen test, we would have to test this for variety of things. One would be cross-site shifting. If you have not yet encountered XSS, you can go through it. It can be thought of as injecting a client-side script, usually JavaScript, into a web page in such a way that it executes. There are various kinds of XSS walkthrough. Copy here. Let me just cross it here and proxy and intercept is off. Okay, let's go to contact support and let's paste it, submit, submit. Let's paste this here and go as our user email, which is ash@gmail.com. Submit. Query submitted. Into contact email field, you should find that there is a client filter place. It prevents you from adding any special character that around. Right, we encountered it. Fortunately for us, client-side filter is absolutely easy to bypass. There are variety of ways we could disable the script or just prevent it from loading in the first place. Let's focus on simply bypassing the filter for now. First, make sure that your burp proxy is activated and intercept is on. Okay, let me just on it. Let me just turn it on. Okay, next. Now enter some legitimate data into support form and email is to take as query. Submit the form intercepted within the request. You can change email field. Okay, so I got the basic idea here. We go to ash@gmail.com and press alert. Submit it. We got here. By now change the email field to a very simple payload, which is this. Let's go here and here. After pasting the payload, we need to select it, then URL import it with control U shortcut. We need to select it and do control U. Okay, I think I have to select it like this and do control U. Submit query and select it. Paste our payload and selected it and done. Control U. Finally press forward and let's press forward. Alright, we got the successful X6S, X double S. Conclusion. Congratulations on completing the Burp basic room. You have now solid understanding of Burpsuite interface, configuration option and Burpsuite proxy. This skill will be essential in web and mobile application pen testing. To further enhance your skill, I encourage you to practice and experiment with Burpsuite. Explore its features, try different configuration and familiar yourself with its various tools. The more you use Burpsuite, the more efficient you will become in identifying and exploiting vulnerability in web application. In next room, we will dive into Burpsuite repeater. All right, and let's go here, 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 and here, and lastly here. And complete it. So it's loading, so let's wait. All right, so we have completed our room. Next, close, terminate. So guys, this was the Burpsuite basics.